well in these first two games after having to sit out for so long?
It's definitely been great. A great sight for me to see, to be between those lines. And like I said the other night, to play against some of the best players in this league. But it's been last 2 years has been a lot for me. You know what I mean? A lot of adversity of dealing with ups and downs, of losing my mom, having 2 beautiful boys, dealing with injuries, um, going to school, dealing with the pandemic, all those type of things adding to it. And I just put in a lot of hard work and dedication to try to get myself back to this day. And this is a good way for me. I couldn't ask for a better start to be 2-0 in my first 2 games playing and being with a great organization.
Kelly Iko.
Hey, John, obviously the ball was in your hands a lot more tonight, but how do you think you did in terms of handling between finding offense for yourself and finding offense for other people?
I think I did good. I just felt like a couple of times I could have found other guys when I settled sometimes. And then I ended in the fourth quarter, I had a couple terrible turnovers that I was frustrated with. And also just talking to Seawood throughout the game is at times I'm so used to when I get switches to attack downhill, but with a guy like him that's so athletic, I can wait a second or two and try to throw the lobs to him a lot more. And then if it doesn't work, then I can go to my one-on-one ISOs. So just doing a better job of that and just getting people involved, I got to do a better job of that. But I think it's been going great.
Jonathan Fagan.
There was a possession you were sort of isolated on De'Aaron Fox, kind of along the sidelines, poked the ball free, took a dive for it, and it looked like you let out a shout after it went out of bounds off of De'Aaron. What was the feeling at that time as you made that play and as the team was defending the way you were?
It was great. I mean, like I told people before, when I'm healthy, I can be a lockdown defender, but I bring so much more to the game than just scoring. I didn't get a lot of assists today. We didn't make a lot of shots like I wanted to, but if I'm not having a great night scoring, I can impact the game on defense and getting steals, getting blocks. I pride myself off of that, and I know how much hard work I put into rehabbing and getting myself back to being healthy and competing at a high level. And to go against somebody like that I've been basically a big brother to. Went to his high school games when he was playing in Houston, when we would come play in Houston, and him going to Kentucky and just seeing how great he has gotten better each and every year. It's great to compete against a guy like that.
Christos Saltis.
Hello, John. I would like to ask you, what was the most enjoyable part of the first 2 games of the season for you? And also, how big boost do you get from your first 2 performances?
The biggest was just being able to go out there and compete at a high level and then staying healthy. That's the most important thing I can ask for. And then on top of that, my rhythm will come, shots will start to fall. I made shots throughout the summer and working on it. But the game's a lot different when you're competing at a high level instead of pick up. And we got 2 wins, so I couldn't ask for nothing more.
Brandon Scott.
Hey, John, I actually wanted to ask you about a possession where you were guard Buddy Hield and eventually you avoid the screener and eventually you force him into a turnover there at the end. How much are those type of possessions, like the example that you're trying to set on defense, and how much pride did you take in sort of taking that leadership role tonight with James being out?
I feel like whenever, PJ, I can say one guy like PJ, he does that no matter if he get a shot attempt but don't get a shot attempt for 7 games. He brings the extra effort on both ends of the floor for us and does the little things that probably don't go notice. So I'm like, if your best player, your top 2 best players is diving on the floor and committing themselves on the defensive end, that means everybody else has to fall in line. And I have a great group of guys that likes to defend and like to take that challenge on every day. And I'm glad to be around some people like that because that's something I like to do.
Ali Kambajani.
Hey, John. You said moments ago that you're a good on-ball defender, and you were clearly disruptive tonight. Are you more comfortable as a switch defender now than fighting over screens in conventional coverage like you have in the past?
When I'm healthy, I can do either one. I like my chances. Even in the post, one time Holmes sealed me in the post, and I challenged with verticality. I feel like I told y'all this before. I feel like I'm the best shot blocking point guard of all time. And I think I do a great job of challenging shots. I'm not afraid to get dunked on. So, yeah, switching is a little easy, but sometimes switching can be tough because you can become lazy. So you can just point switch and then don't take care of the extra efforts. I don't mind fighting over screens because at times you're going to have to do that when we have a big that we're in the drop. And sometimes we might go small, we can switch 1 through 5. But if we're not, I'm comfortable fighting over screens and making the extra effort to challenge.
Brian Bearfield.
John, although you had a great night offensively, can you talk about the 3 steals that you had as well? Is that getting into the passing lane or just forcing those type of turnovers?
Well, just compete, man. I mean, I had a game that I loved that I would play for free, taken away from me for 2 years. So when you get the opportunity to have that joy to come back and play it, you don't take it for granted. And I always feel like giving 110% effort when I step between those 4 lines. And I'm always going to compete. That's one thing nobody can take away from me. If I'm injured or not injured, I'm going to compete to the best of my ability and live with the results.
Mark Berman.
John, how important is it that y'all are able to show that when James can't go like you did tonight, that y'all can still get the job done?
Well, it took a lot of effort. I mean, I think we held them to 30-some points in the second half. In the first half, we gave up too many free throws, offensive rebounds, and wasn't communicating. But when we communicate and talk and defend at a high level, we're a team that can score the best of them. We're not worried about scoring. The most important thing for us is getting defensive stops, taking care of the rebounding aspect, and doing a little thing to try to help us win.
How long have you felt you're the best shot blocker at the point guard?
Since I stepped foot in the league.